Welcome to the Diary of the 1%, a podcast for those who refuse to settle for the ordinary and are determined to live a life of excellence. If you have ever wondered what sets top achievers apart from the rest, you are in the right place. My name is Rachael Wilson and I am your host. This is episode 11 of this podcast. And today's topic, or let me say this week's topic, will be fusing a lot of feathers. But we are here for a right conversation, right? We are here for a serious conversation. So let's get right into it. The topic for this week is the 5 a.m. club is overrated. This is what works.
Alright, that was very interesting. So you said your topic for this week is the 5 a.m. club is overrated. What does that mean? Do you know there is a book called The 5 a.m. Club?
Yeah, I know, right? But let me first of all start from the angle of the book. Now, if you listen to the topic again, the topic says the 5 a.m. club is overrated. I'm not referring to the book. I'm referring to the act itself. Okay, so the 5 a.m. club basically talks about people who wake up. They have a normal routine of every 5 a.m. I'm up, I'm doing this and that. And sometimes when they are not able to wake up by that 5 a.m., the rest of the day is jeopardized. Like, the guilt of the fact that they were not able to meet up with that routine keeps them stranded for the rest of the day. So they feels like the day is wasted just because they are not able to meet up with that 5 a.m. routine. So now some people are night person, while some people are day persons, and some people early morning works for them. Now you trying to fix yourself into a cage. Let's say you are a night owl, right? And you are trying to force yourself into a early morning bed cage, right? It is not going to work for you. It's like trying to fix a square peg into a round hole. It is not going to work. So you need to get what works for you. I remember when I was in school, there's this thing called night class, right, where a lot of students goes to school to go read over the night. You see people playing, even people that have ample time, like they have enough time during the day, they are waiting for night class to go and read. They're trying to compare themselves with those night owls, like, because they can stay awake at night and read. Now you will be surprised, like, funnily, some people will come to night class, they will sleep from the time they came. They hardly read for 10 minutes, right? They will sleep to the following morning. And when it's 5 a.m., they carry their bag and they're going back home. Why they have the rest of the day wasted, right? So if it is not working for you, it will probably be that it's not just you. Do you get? So some people are like that. It's just basically you knowing what works for you, what fits in for you. The most important thing is what you do with when you are awake. It's not really as much as when, like, the time you wake up. If you wake up by 5 a.m. and it's not working for you, if you sleep to, like, let's say, like, extra 2 or 3 hours, and by 8 a.m. you are up and you are very active and agile, your own time could be 10 a.m. to like 1 p.m. For some people, they are very active once it is afternoon, once the sun is out. So there's something called the peak period. I'm going to talk about that in the next section of this podcast.
Okay, that's really very, very insightful. I can even relate. I can relate when I was in school. The first time I even went for a nice class, and man, I slept all through. And funny enough, my neighbor who came with me, the guy slept from the beginning to the end. And when he woke up, the night keeper has helped him to keep his phone for him.
Are you
He couldn't
serious?
see his phone again. So that was the last time I went for a nice class, because I said, I couldn't. I was just sleeping. The mosquito, everything. And funny enough, you see some people coming for night class. They are coming with their mattress, maybe a little mattress, pillow, wrapper. I'll be asking myself, are you sure this is night class that people are going to? Because you can't be coming with things that will enable you to sleep. And you say you want to come and do night class. It doesn't really work like that. And you see some of them, they'll spend all the time sleeping because they came prepared to sleep, not even to wake. So I can really relate with that, honestly speaking. It's something that one needs to look into, Thank you so much. Okay, I have a second question for you. Like I said, thank you so much for that wonderful explanation. And you said this is what works. Do you mind telling us what works?
thank you so much. I actually don't mind telling you what works, right? I can relate with what you just explained. I think about quite a number of times when you go for night class and things are missing. Some people wake up, their textbooks are missing. Some people wake up, their phones are missing. When you can easily stay in your house, right, and not compare yourself to another person. So, straight to the question you asked, what works? I'm going to be stating just 3 things. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is know yourself. So design a routine that works for yourself, or let me say design a reading. Reading talks about something that rhymes with another thing, like, so design a routine that works for you according to your personality. If you are a night person, use the night time to read. If you are someone that you wakes up early in the morning and you're very active with what you are going to do, please, as early as possible, start it. I have example of people, like some of my colleagues, once they get to the office like this, see that hour, once we resume by 9 a.m., we usually observe a break 1 p.m., right? So from that 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., they are actively working, because they know that once the sun is out, their energy drops. And for me, morning or afternoon, it works well for me. So I have already scheduled my time. Okay, I'm doing this from now till break. Then after break, I'm going to do this. Sometimes it could be as a result of fatigue. Maybe you're tired after break, or maybe your body is already relaxed, because when you go for your break, you're in that relaxation mode. You can decide to just structure yourself that, okay, at the beginning, once I arrive at the office, this is the first things I will do. But if you know that some people work well, like they're very active, when they work a bit, they relax. They work a bit, they can just disturb some people around in the office. The same thing applies to students as well, right? There's some people that when they read for 1 hour, they can just go around, disturb their colleagues, come back. So people like that, after break hour, they are going to be very active. And there's some people that they like working into the night. I heard a colleague of mine saying that she's trying to get one solar just because she feels like she's very active, like that late night hour into the early morning of like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., right? So you know what works for you. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Then the second thing, there's something called peak period. Everybody has their own peak period. There's a period of time that your spirit is high. You get things done. So don't force yourself trying to fix yourself into that bed cage of 5 a.m. If it's not 5 a.m., there is nothing. No. If evening time works for you, there's some people that after work hour, especially when I was in school. Now, I was this person that was doing a lot of things. I was actively running a business that has a physical working store. I was an executive in my fellowship. I served all through from my 100 level to my 500 level, actively searching in one role or the other. Trust me, they are demanding. Towards graduation, I entered into central executive body where you have to go for meetings back to back. Like, you are literally at the fellowship from Monday to Friday. So, did I say Monday to Friday? From Monday to Sunday, like every day, one thing or the other takes you to the fellowship. Yet I have a business, and yet they will always tell us the reason why you are in school, you are an executive because you are a student. You know those sayings, right? So I don't have choice than to read at night. So know what works for you. So know your peak time. So automatically for my reading, my peak time becomes my night hour. For every other thing I want to do, fellowship activities, and that is one thing I want you to know again, that our life is compartmentalized. Don't focus on one area and let one area suffer. Even if you are a student, you have every other area of your life. You have your spiritual life to build, you have your personal development, you have your career. Know that as much like you are in school, some people even have side gig. You have your relational life, your relationship with people, with colleagues, with friends. You have your relationship with your spouse, as done for those that are in relationship, those that are married. You have your home. So you have some area of your life that you have to actively build for. So know the time, the peak time that works for every area of your life and fitting into it. It is not a must. It has to be that 5 a.m. routine. So that's the second thing I'm going to mention. So the third thing that worked I'm going to mention is know the non-negotiable routines. I mean by the non-negotiable routine, there are some things that if you don't do them every day, your day is not complete. For me, if I don't observe my devotional time, my prayer, my days are not complete. For when it comes to my job, if I'm not able to meet some KPIs, as in the monthly KPIs is divided into daily. So fixed in, it could be like 3 or 4 major things that you need to do. I have to read at least a chapter of the Bible every day. If I've not done that, my day is not yet complete. I have a structure, maybe a psalm that I set up for myself. I call it my own psalm, structured in my own, like, I really don't want to go into detail. Like, so you have things that if you don't do them every day, your day is not complete yet. So those are the non-negotiable routines. So when you are able to do all those things, every other thing is an addendum. So not the major things. There could be 4 things that you must do every day. There might be 5 things that you must do every day. So know the non-negotiable routines and keep to them.
All right, that's very powerful. That's very powerful. I really enjoy that. Knowing your strength, it matters a lot. All right, I've noticed you always recommend a book at the end of all your broadcasts. So, do you have any books to recommend for us today?
Sure, I have books to recommend, but there was something I wanted to mention in the area of what works is that sleep is important. We had a particular program recently in my church where a medical practitioner was invited, and he said that a lot of people say they sleep for just 4 hours. He said medically it is wrong. He said your brain is structured in such a way that sleep is part of your makeup. So please sleep. I want to say this, please sleep. He said medically at least you should have like 7 to 9 hours sleep every day. So please sleep. It is important. A lot of people say that by the time you have slept for maybe if you sleep 8 hours every day, in another 10 years you have slept 2 or 5 years of your life away. Please, there's really nothing like that. If you are not healthy, if your brain is not intact, you are not going to be productive. And medically, it mentions that when you are not sleeping from the hour of, I think, 9 till like 4 or something, your brain begins to disintegrate. Like, I'm not saying, I know quite a number of people might come for me in this area. I know there is God factor. Trust me, I'm a believer. And scripture said that the memory of the righteous is blessed. But God does not overrule principles. Don't kick against every principles that works. Yeah, there are times that you have to stay late into the night, yes. But don't make this your normal life. There's some time that you need to make up with some deadlines, and you don't have choice but to stay awake. When you are done with your deadline, when you have submitted your deadline, please find time to rest. So let's go to the last session. We talked about the book I want to recommend. Yes, I will always recommend books. So I have books here that I want to recommend to you. I'll be recommending basically 5 books. The first one I'll be recommending, funnily, is the 5 a.m. Club. Now, the reason why I mentioned the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma is because it's going to put perspective into it. So you'll be able to understand well what this 5 a.m. Club is all about. And in case we have people on this call that the 5 a.m. Club is perfect for them. Yes, it is actually perfect for some people. So this book, I'll recommend that you read the book. The second one is When by Daniel Pink. To optimize your timing. This helps you know when things should be done and as when due. The Power of When by Michael Bruce. It's almost the same thing for custom productivity. So this makes you know when you are active. If you want to do this, when is the best time to do it. So you are able to study the normal structure. I think part of the books really puts into consideration the normal psychology of humans, and you know the one that fits best, that works well for you. Then the fourth one is Why We Sleep. I cannot overemphasize sleep. Please sleep. It is part of your routine for your productivity. Sleep for energy mastery. Then the last one is Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits is like my logo, like my slogan book, right? All the podcasts have mentioned Atomic Habits in all the podcasts, and that is the last one because Abby still runs the show. So thank you so much, my co-host. Watch out. That's a suspense, right? So till we meet again, thank you for listening to this episode of the Diary of the 1%. If you have found this helpful, leave a review, share with a friend, comment in the comment section, subscribe. It is important. Please subscribe to encourage me to do this consistently. But till next time we meet, stay strong and keep growing. Thank you.